Hello, friends, and welcome to another video lesson from TVOS Talks. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click subscribe and click the bell so that you can be notified of new uploads. This video is in the playlist called Linux Tutorial, and this is the second video of the playlist so far. And we'll be learning here how to get the very basic information about our Linux system, which answer the questions who, what, when, and where in Linux. Okay. All right. So we can start with the who. There's a command called who. Now, we'll do that later. First is I'll teach you about who am I. So there's a command, who am I, in one word. It's like the three words put together as one. So what it does is it will tell you the username of the one who is logged into the system, to the Linux system. Okay, so this tells us that in this session, okay, if I will run this now, it shows DBOS. That means in this session that you're looking at, a user whose username is DBOS is the one who is logged in. That's the meaning of, or that's what the who am I command gives you. Okay, the username, not necessarily the name of a person, but the username of the person or user ID. Okay, so that's who am I, the one who is logged into this session. Because it's highly possible in a corporate environment that in a single Linux server, multiple users are logged in. But in the session that you're looking at least, you are trying to find out who is logged in. So this is the who am I command. Next is, okay, there's a clear command there. Next is there's a command who. There's a who command. This is slightly different from the who am I. And what it does is it will list all the users, all the usernames of those who are logged into the Linux system where you are also logged in. Okay, it lists the users, the usernames. In my case, if I run this now, it will only give me one username, which is myself, DBOS. In reality, in a computing environment, which is at the workplace where things are a lot heavier, busier, and there are multiple users logged into a system, to a Linux server, then you would be seeing here multiple usernames when you run or when you execute the command who. Okay, if we look at the output now, it has at least three fields here. The first one is the username of the one logged in to this Linux system. The PTS/1 is the terminal. Okay, that's not always the naming convention. It may vary, but sometimes it's TTY with a number or some other thing, but this is the terminal. Okay, and then the third bit of information here is the date and time when the user logged in to the system. Okay, so this is the who command. Okay, now we'll get on with the what. With the what of Linux. Okay, so there's a command called hostname, which is something very similar or something that has been also adopted by Windows because it began, I believe, with Unix. So hostname will obviously give you the host name of the machine, of the machine you're logged into. It could be a computer, it could be a server. Okay, so if I execute hostname, it gives me this. This is the host name also of the machine. Don't be confused because in my case, um, it's a bit ambiguous because the username and the host name are very similar looking, except for the fact that for the host name, the last two characters are in uppercase. Remember that Linux and indeed Unix, which is the parent of Linux, ancestor, if you want, is case sensitive in all of its commands. Okay, so the host name is DBOS. Okay, now if you will have a closer look at the prompt here, at the command prompt, it gives you some clue. The default naming convention here, or format, is not naming convention, but format is this: username at hostname. Okay, so this is your username, which is um, you obtain this using the whoami command, while after the at, this is the host name, and you can get this using the hostname command. Okay, so that's the what of the Linux. Next, we're gonna be learning about the when of Linux. So there's a command which is very easy to remember. It's case sensitive. So if I run this, okay, command not found. All right. So case sensitive, lowercase. The date command will obviously give you the date. When we say date, it doesn't always mean today's date. The one you can be sure of is that it is the system date. When I say system date, it is the date of the machine, of the Linux server. Because you don't know maybe if there's some battery issue or what setting is wrong, or the machine resides in a different country and such and such. So it could be that when you run or execute the date command, it will not give you today's date in your local location. So at the very least, the one that you're pretty sure of is that the date command will give you the system date, the date which is set in the Linux server. So if I run this, it gives me also the system date, which happens to be today's date. Okay, just a little bit of just a breakdown of the information you're looking at. Of course, TH is Thursday, the day, and this is the month, October, and this is the date, 16, and this is the time in military time or European, so 11 p.m. And then after that, you have this +08. The +08 gives you the time zone offset, referencing to the UTC. Okay, so again, this is the time zone offset, meaning this is UTC time zone plus 8 hours. That is it's referring to this time here. Okay, this is UTC plus 8 time zone. And finally, the 2025, of course, is the year of the system date. Okay, so that is the when of Linux, when you run the date command. It is a couple of few variations of issuing this command, but I'm giving you the basics so that you don't get confused. This is only the second video of the playlist, and it's good to have your feet planted firmly on the ground, have those good, strong basics of these essential commands. Okay, so far we've covered the who, the what, and the when. Finally, let's talk about the where. Okay, so there's no where command. Yeah, there is, but that's for another conversation. For now, I'll be teaching you as part of the where, um, this command called pwd, which is what it does is it will print the current working directory in your Linux system. Okay, so when you execute that, it gives you your current location in the Linux file system. So meaning right now, I am located at this directory /home/dbos. Okay, so this is Linux, which is of course a descendant of Unix. So there, unlike Windows, where you are used to a letter like C or D, etc., like C colon backslash, for that, which just becomes like, so you can think of in Linux file system, the slash at the very beginning is called the root. It is roughly the equivalent of what you know in Windows as C colon backslash or D colon backslash. Okay, in Linux, it's simply a slash. So that's the root. It's the very beginning. Okay, it's the root of a tree, of a directory tree. Okay, so pwd again prints the current working directory, like the current folder path where I'm in right now. So I'm located at /home slash tvOS, which is, for another conversation, for another video, this is actually called the home directory of the user who happens to be tvOS. So this is the user, tvOS, and his home directory or her home directory is slash home slash tvOS, which is the username. Okay. So in this video, it is short, but I do believe it's very important to get those basics right. So you've learned about the who, the what, the when, and the where in Linux. And it will definitely be a big help as you move along, as we move along, and learn bigger things in the coming days and weeks and months. Okay, thank you for watching and listening. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click subscribe, and I'll be seeing you in the next video.